The story of Whitney and Chris Matney, a loving couple from Springdale, Arkansas, is one that will tug at your heartstrings. It's a tale of a parent's intuition, a hidden danger, and the incredible lengths a mother went to protect her child. But before we dive into this chilling and ultimately inspiring story, please make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a story. Every like helps us reach more people who might need to hear this. Now, let's get started. When Whitney and Chris brought their baby girl Rayleigh into the world in 2011, it was one of the happiest moments of their lives. As first-time parents, their days were filled with laughter, sleepless nights, and the joy of watching their little one grow. But like many working parents, Whitney had to balance her career aspirations with her role as a mom. After months of bonding with Rayleigh, Whitney, a law student, decided it was time to return to school. Knowing this meant leaving her baby in someone else's care, Whitney was meticulous in her search for the perfect nanny. She wanted someone she could trust, someone who would love and care for Rayleigh as if she were their own. Whitney posted an ad on Facebook, hoping to find a reliable caregiver within her circle. To her relief, Melissa Medema, a former high school classmate, responded to the ad. Whitney felt an immediate sense of comfort knowing Melissa wasn't a stranger. After all, who would harm a child, especially one entrusted to them by an old friend? Whitney did her due diligence. She combed through Melissa's social media profiles, checked references, and even arranged a face-to-face meeting. Melissa seemed perfect. She was polite, had a warm demeanor, and appeared to bond instantly with Rayleigh. Reassured, Whitney hired Melissa and began transitioning back to her studies. At first, everything seemed fine. Melissa appeared to be a competent and caring nanny, and Rayleigh seemed happy under her watch. But Whitney and Chris began noticing small, unsettling changes in their daughter. Rayleigh, who had always been a bubbly and cheerful toddler, started acting out. She became clingy, crying uncontrollably whenever her parents left the room. At night, she would scream and cry when Whitney tried to put her to bed, a stark contrast to the easygoing child they once knew. Melissa claimed the behavior was just a phase. She assured Whitney it was normal for children to experience separation anxiety, especially when adjusting to new caregivers. But Whitney couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Then came the naps. Melissa reported that Rayleigh had started sleeping for unusually long stretches, up to 4 hours during the day. This was highly unusual for Rayleigh, who typically napped for no more than an hour. Alarm bells started ringing in Whitney's mind. Determined to rule out any health issues, Whitney took Rayleigh to the pediatrician. The doctor conducted a thorough examination but found nothing physically wrong with her. He attributed Rayleigh's behavior to separation anxiety, a common phase for toddlers. Whitney wanted to believe the doctor, but deep down, her mother's intuition told her otherwise. As weeks passed, Rayleigh's behavior worsened. She seemed terrified of Melissa, clinging to her parents and hiding whenever the nanny arrived. Whitney couldn't ignore the signs any longer. Something was wrong and she needed answers. Whitney decided to install a hidden nanny cam in the living room, disguised as a clock radio. She hoped the footage would either confirm her fears or put her mind at ease. What she discovered left her heartbroken. The footage revealed a horrifying truth. Melissa was not the loving nanny she pretended to be. The video showed her leaving Rayleigh confined in a jumper for hours, ignoring her cries. But the most shocking part came when Melissa was seen shaking Rayleigh violently, yelling at the toddler to stop crying. Shaken baby syndrome is a condition that occurs when a baby is forcefully shaken, causing the brain to collide with the skull. It can lead to severe brain damage, lifelong disabilities, or even death. Whitney was horrified, realizing just how close she had come to losing her child. Whitney wasted no time. She rushed Rayleigh to the hospital to ensure there was no lasting damage. Thankfully, the doctors confirmed that Rayleigh had not sustained any physical injuries. But the emotional scars of the abuse haunted Whitney. She couldn't bear the thought of Melissa continuing to harm other children. Whitney handed over the footage to the police, who arrested Melissa the next time she showed up for work. Melissa acted as though nothing was wrong, seemingly unaware that her horrific actions had been caught on camera. The legal proceedings that followed were both frustrating and eye-opening. Despite the damning evidence, Melissa faced only a Class D felony charge, the lowest level of felony offenses. With no prior criminal record, she was unlikely to serve more than 3 months in jail, followed by a probation period of 3 years. For Whitney, this wasn't enough. The thought of Melissa walking free and potentially finding another job as a nanny was unbearable. She knew she had to act. Using her legal knowledge, Whitney began campaigning for change. She discovered there was no national registry for child abusers, meaning people like Melissa could easily find work with unsuspecting families. Whitney launched a grassroots effort to create a public registry in Arkansas. Her campaign gained traction, drawing support from parents, advocacy groups, and even lawmakers. Whitney's determination turned her personal tragedy into a mission to protect other children. Today, Whitney's efforts have led to significant progress in her home state. Rayleigh has grown into a happy, healthy child with no memory of the trauma she endured as a toddler. Whitney's story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of trusting your instincts and taking action when something feels wrong. As parents, it's our duty to protect our children, even when it means facing difficult truths. Whitney's quick thinking and relentless advocacy have made her a hero to families everywhere, proving that even in the darkest moments, there's hope for a brighter future. If this story moved you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with anyone who needs to hear it. Let Whitney's story inspire us all to stay vigilant and fight for the safety of our children.